Hello, good morning. Welcome. This is GHToday News. My name is Sewa. I'm here. Let's begin with our top stories. President Akufo-Addo delivers his second State of the Nation address later this morning. Ahead of that,
new major projects, but to refocus on whatever has been done already and let us make sure that it works and we fix it.
Those expectations. Minorities MP demand immediate reduction in fuel prices, arguing that it's about time government scraps the petroleum levy to bring relief to Ghanaians. Also in this edition, youth in Sapema go berserk over worsening unemployment situation in their community. They are demanding swift action from government. We have details of these stories, including international and the weather. Do stay with us. Welcome to the program. Let's go to the Ashanti region, where one person has been confirmed dead in a violent demonstration held by some rampaging youth in Echima, Kwanoma. The youth group were demonstrating against moves by authorities to relocate the district capital of Echima, Kwanoma from Fwase to Chedie in the Ashanti region. The angry youth are alleged to have locked up the district chief executive, Nana Otri Teria, in his office, while others went on a rampage blocking roads in the community and burning lorry ties. This situation forced the Ashanti Regional Security Council to deploy a joint police and military force to the troubled town to maintain law and order there. The police, on arrival at the scene, fired tear gas and warning shots to disperse the irate youth before the district chief executive could leave his office to ensure calm. A court ruling in 2012 directed the relocation of the capital, and authorities have instituted measures to abide by the ruling. Let's go over the phone lines and speak with our Ashanti regional correspondent Isaac Bediako to give us an update on this. Hello, Isaac. Good morning. What more have we been able to gather on this?
Well, as at last night, around 9:30 p.m., I spoke to the Deputy Ashanti Regional Police Commander, that is Mr. Fred Adu Enin, and he confirmed to me that at the moment, police personnel and military personnel deployed to the community by the Ashanti Regional Security Council have been able to restore calm in the community. Nevertheless, the men are still there. They will stay there overnight. And later on, I also take an information that one person has also died in a hospital, increasing the death toll to 2. But then the police said that they can confirm only one death at the moment. Several police officers, we are told, have also been injured, and so they are also receiving medical treatment in hospital. But as it stands now, we haven't recorded any violent crashes overnight in the community.
All right, thank you very much. Isaac Bediako is our Ashanti regional correspondent. We'll keep an eye on that and bring you the latest in our subsequent bulletins. Let's do some other stories now. President Akufo-Addo is expected today to deliver a comprehensive address on the state of the nation. Among the many issues to feature prominently in the president's second SONA is corruption. Well, Redwan Karim Dini Osman takes a look at Nanado's fight against corruption a year on.
The ruling NPP in the build-up to the 2016 elections was hard on corruption.
We will remember 8 years of corruption. We will remember Wyoming. We will remember Saddam. We will remember Suba. We will remember Bas Branding. We will remember all the monies they have appropriated to themselves on Wednesday.
This is perhaps one of the reasons it received an outright endorsement from the electorate. 2 months after assuming office, the president delivered his first State of the Nation address. During that inaugural speech, President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo raised hopes of the citizenry that his government will institute pragmatic measures in reducing corruption. And this, the president said, will be hinged on the establishment of the office of the special prosecutor.
I am absolute in my confidence that we have the program, the competence, the commitment, order, and the goodwill of the people, to turn things around.
Many waited in never-ending anticipation for the day the government will move away from the rhetoric and walk the talk of fighting the canker. Like a prophet battling a premonition of the biblical rapture, Nana Akufo-Addo had to repeat at any given opportunity that the special prosecutor will soon arrive.
It will come. It will come. And it will be manned by those who are capable of doing justice to the office and who are committed to the fight against corruption in our country.
After months of anxiety, the Special Prosecutor's Bill was brought before Parliament, and in November 2017, the bill was passed in a marathon parliamentary sitting. Fast forward in January 2018, the President named former Attorney General in the NDC administration, Martin Alamisi Amidu, as Ghana's first Special Prosecutor.
Mr. Amidu has indicated his willingness to accept the appointment. I congratulate him on his deserved nomination and wish him Godspeed in the valiant efforts he will undoubtedly be making to enhance the quality of governance of our country.
This nomination was greeted with a sense of general acceptance, even though the opposition NDC had their own misgivings. As the President, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, addresses the nation for the second time, anti-graft body, the Ghana Integrity Initiative, says it looks forward to a message of hope regarding the passage of the Right to Information Bill and the Public Officers Conduct Bill.
Who has responsibility to send bills to Parliament? It's the executive. So it's actually telling us that so far as the government is concerned, RTI is not on its agenda.
Then it means the commitment is not coming from Parliament. How does the President address that?
The President should, and CSOs, including Ghana Integrity Initiative, would expect to hear concrete steps that the President is going to take to ensure the RTI is passed into law. The second one is the Code of Conduct for Public Officers. So the Public Officers Code of Conduct Bill will also have to be passed into law, because that is the one that would address the issue, challenging issue of asset declaration and conflicts of interest.
Meanwhile, for the general public, the critical issues are more than meets the eye. Corruption is only a symptom of the national disease.
Security has been a major issue since he came to power, and it's not been that. As for me, I'm a national service personnel, so when I'm out of service, when we are done with the service, we find it very difficult to find jobs and all. So he should provide jobs.
I would like the President to touch on the security of the individual Ghanaian. I mean, recently we've been hearing reports of armed robbery attacks in people's homes, on roads when people are traveling. I think it is an issue that if the President does not tackle or does not give direction as to how it should be handled, then probably when people say the country will not be governable, this may be one of the reasons why the country cannot govern.
Among many other issues, President Akufo-Addo is expected to touch on his other flagship programs, such as the One District, One Factory, the One Village, One Dam, Planting for Food and Jobs Initiative, and job creation.
Let's stay a bit more on the State of the Nation address that's supposed to take place later this morning. Former President of the Association of Ghana Industries, Dr. Prince Kofi Klugeson, has told GH1 News there will be no need for President Akufo-Addo to add to the promises he has already made when he addresses the legislature on the State of the Nation today. He told Kweku Temeng the President had already outlined numerous promises that were yet to be fulfilled and therefore needed to focus on ways of achieving them.
To introduce any new major projects, but to refocus on whatever has been done already and let us make sure that it works and we fix it. Look, Timmy, if you're able to build the 216 factory for the next 2 years, which can be done, that one alone is a very major success story. If you can be able to make sure that the bottlenecks that are facing the free SHS can be resolved, especially introduce some technology into it and it succeeded, that's a very major employment, factor. So, I wouldn't want to see any major new project, but to focus on whatever has been done so that we can be able to focus and be able to transform that to the next level, because there's enough visions already. We need to make sure that it works. And know him as I know him, I believe that you will be able to focus and address solutions as to how to fix what has already been promised so that we can move to the next level.
Let's head over to Parliament. The minority is demanding an immediate reduction in the prices of petroleum products. The NDC MPs argue that scrapping of special petroleum levy will significantly reduce prices. Speaking to GH1 News, former Energy Minister Emmanuel Amabua argued the special levy has served its purpose.
There was a purpose for the special petroleum tax. We implemented at a time when crude prices had gone down all the way to $30, where gas pipeline from Nigeria had broken, there was no gas, and we had serious challenges. This government doesn't have the constraints that we had at the time. Remember, there was nothing like Ghana Gas giving Ghana gas. There was nothing like that. And today it's in place. All these gas projects that we are now having, thanks to the initiative of the NDC, we are now squarely clear in our minds that our basins are now open for business. The more important thing is that because crude prices have now gone to $60, my argument is that government, they reduce it by 2%. But you see, the thing continues to go up. And it is difficult for Ghanaians. So I'm proposing that government should take a second look at that special petroleum tax.
Well, in a reaction, Majority MP for Bantama, Daniel Ochima-Boaje, argued that fuel prices are better now than under the Mahama administration, given happenings on the international market.
And our friends in NDC, during a time when price was of fuel, was falling down in the world market prices from about $100 and over to about $28. What was happening? We were seeing a seesaw. While the global market price was going down, that of Ghana was going up. Here, in this case, the price of fuel is going up in the world market price. I mean, reasonably, since we have now deregulated the price, it's definitely also going to go up. We are not saying that should be a justification or excuse for non-performance. No. So it is because it's one of the reasons. Our friends in the NDC, as usual, most of them, they are selective people. They select what is going to help them. Obviously, the opposition, that's what they will do. So we cannot go by what they say and all the acquisition they go. Yes, price of goods and services are going to increase or have increased for some of them because we have inflation. Except that under our watch, price of goods and services have increased less than it would have increased under NDC.
Authorities at Mpoho have closed down a commercial guest house at Wasamanso, a farming community in the district. The guest house is believed to be a haven for commercial sex workers and drug peddlers.
A team of police personnel from the Mpoho District Police Command in the early hours of Wednesday invaded the unnamed guest house in an attempt to arrest its occupants. However, the operation was unsuccessful because the occupants had fled. Authorities of Mpoho believe Loris Weko, an assembly member of the Manso electoral area, is owner of the hotel.
20 people have perished in 3 different accidents involving 3 different vehicles in the Enyinam district in the month of January alone. Police commander in the Enyinam district say the worrying number of deaths has forced authorities to strategize in maintaining safety on the Accra-Kumasi highway.
Statistics show 374 people perished in road crashes last year. Eastern Regional MTTD Commander ACP Safas Kofi tells GH1 News the accident recorded could have been avoided if road users paid heed to road traffic regulations.
Most of the accidents, it is not mechanical fault, it is human error. Lawful overtaking, overspeeding, and others. So we are appealing to them. Since we cannot avoid traveling every day, you have to travel. Before you go to work, you have to do anything that you do. You have to move for prayer.
The National Road Safety Ambassador Gabi Edujemfi, on his part, called for strict enforcement of the road traffic laws, especially against reckless driving. Edujemfi, who visited the scene of a fatal accident at Enyinam, called on stakeholders to construct speed ramps along the accident-prone areas to curb the menace.
My prayer that the government will just mount some speed ramps in the communities. Somewhere like Enyinam and other places need speed ramps so that the drivers will come anytime they reach the town.
The Queen of Belgium, Queen Mathilde, has arrived in Ghana for a 3-day state visit. The Queen arrived on board Brussels Airlines flight SN277, which touched down at the Kotoka International Airport at about 16:55 hours GMT. The Queen was met on arrival at the Jubilee Lounge by the Deputy Minister for Foreign Affairs, the Minister for Planning, Belgian Ambassador to Ghana, and the Chief of Protocol. On the third day of the Queen's visit, she will meet with the President Akufo-Addo at the ceremonial for bilateral talks. After the meeting, the President will host the Queen to a working lunch at the Banquet Hall, Flagstaff House. The 2 leaders will transfer to the University of Ghana campus for a public lecture on the topic, the SDGs, a transformative agenda for the future that we want. The keynote speaker will be Her Majesty Queen Mathilde. Let's go for a break. When we come back, we have business, international, and the weather. Welcome back. My name is Sewami and this is GH1 TV. Some youth in Sapeman who can no longer bear the torture of idealness want government to come to their aid. The young people in this poor West community in the Greater Accra region are unable to find jobs. They say their joblessness is feeding their frustrations.
Sapeman is a community on the main Accra in Sawam Road with a population size of about 1,500. Majority of town folks are the youth. Residents of this community are faced with a number of challenges, but unemployment is rife. The aspiration of every young person is to work in a conducive business environment after school, but for Mary and many other young people at Sapeman, this dream is simply a mirage. Mary completed senior high school some 3 years ago, but due to financial challenges, she could not further her education. Her hopes to get a decent job to help raise funds for her tertiary education has been unsuccessful, leaving her with no option than to sell kenke with her mom.
It's very, very difficult to get a job in Ghana. I've written application to many companies, but still have not been called. So from the look of this, I can say that there is no work in the country. I even studied home economics, food and nutrition. So let's say I'm still in the job because I studied about food and I'm still helping my mom to sell food. But I'm still looking for the job because I can't be helping my mom up till now, 3 years now. How possible?
But Mary is not the only person with a story to tell. Other youth in the community are in similar situations.
I've been searching for a job for about a year, more than a year now. I've searched and searched, but when you go, most of the time they tell you, you call you when you go. And sometimes they even call you. But when you get there, some of the conditions they will be giving you. I said, you think you're not coming to ask for a job. The way they will be giving you conditions and those things, you cannot afford the work. I'm not doing anything now, I'm in the house.
Every day?
Yeah, every day, 24/7 I'm in the house.
Nkwadaa bebree na ha nwie school nyinsɛn ne adeadeɛ msɛ mɛmu abi nam ha sɛ ɔmo nyinaa mo nyɛ adwuma tinka pɛ bibi saa because na nkwadaa na aba no girls na aba no so anko school kra no so yɛ adwuma a me gidi sɛ ɛno kra na ma ne nkɔyɛ sɛ ɔkɔyɛ nkwadaa bɔnesɛm
ide me kun ne kɔba ansa na yɛ didi sɛ wankɔ amade a ɛne saada ne yɛ ndidi aha no ye mabru no ye ni adwuma papa bia ye sore ni nam sa nti e besra ban se ye panicho ye hia moa wa ha adwuma sem.
This development is of great concern to the community leaders who expressed worry on how challenging it is to see the town's youth loiter about during the day. But many youth in Ghana are still challenged with unemployment, as more than 1.2 million persons are estimated to be unemployed. In 2016, unemployment rate for Ghana increased to 5.57 from 5.54 in 2015 and was particularly high between the age range of 15 to 24. At the recently held media encounter, the President of the Republic of Ghana, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, revealed that his government was unable to quantify the number of employed youth under his administration, though creation of jobs was a major focus during his 2016 election campaign.
The statistics on the jobs, I think, as we all forget, I'm barely 1 year in office. Some of these statistics are being collected as we speak now. So the labor statistics as to the amount of jobs that have been created, those are not statistics that are at hand anywhere, even for me, for the government. I believe that they are in the process of being assembled. So perhaps in 2 or 3 months' time, we'll be in a position to answer that question in a more effective manner.
Though government and the private sector have rolled out a number of interventions geared towards solving the unemployment challenge confronting the country, the youth of Sapeman are appealing to government to create a more conducive business environment that would nurture youth from deprived backgrounds.
Ghanaian businesses that are cash-strapped would soon be receiving assistance from the United States following the successful rollout of the U.S.-Ghana Trade Hub to facilitate the growth of small and medium-scale enterprises. Entrepreneurs with a standard business requirement can be supported with not less than $300 million if their business plan qualifies for funding.
The initiative by the Heritage Securities Limited and the United States Friendship and Economic Development Group is in line with the government directive to achieve sustainable development and economic growth. According to the chairman of the Heritage Securities Limited, Gideon Quist, the partnership provides direct foreign investments as revenue will be available to finance projects.
In Ghana here, the challenge for project financing has to do with the quantum of amount that is needed. And this partnership will bring in revenue to finance projects, investments for projects. So we're looking at project financing at any amount you can think of. The cost of borrowing from the U.S. is also low. And so that gives the businessman the advantage of low interest in terms of how much they invest into their business. The Fed Group is ready to establish trade instruments for importation of any item.
Again, the partnership is a paradigm shift from the past where both public and private sectors garner for aid to support their businesses. Mark Gideon Dako is managing partner for the U.S. Fed Group.
This is not funding coming from Ghana. So when you meet the criteria, there's nothing like bureaucracy. The lead time is very short. Now the doors are open. We all know that the government of the United States today is not interested in aid. They are now prepared to do business with us. We are shifting from aid to trade. So this is unique. It has never happened in West Africa. This is the first time it is happening here, and we hopefully will be able to extend it beyond the borders of Ghana.
Under the U.S.-Ghana Trade Hub, small-scale enterprises with a proposal and a standard business requirement stand a chance of being assisted with not less than $300 million. The United States Fed Group is a driven foreign exports development, financing and trade consortium which provides export trade opportunities for the United States.
Ghana scored 50 out of 100 in the 2017 OP Budget AM Index, indicating a fall in scores as compared to the 51 out of 100 recorded in 2015. What this means is that government provides the public with limited budgetary information, where limited means that not all of the 8 budget documents were published online and on time.
The Open Budget Survey, OBS, is an initiative of the International Budget Partnership that tracks and assesses central government's performance in transparency, public participation and budget oversight of the legislature and mandated audit institutions. Ghana signed a partnership agreeing to produce the 8 key budget documents within the agreed global timelines. The OBI is what measures a country's transparency, where transparency refers to availability, comprehensiveness and timely publication of the 8 budget documents online. The 2017 survey considered document availability only when published online and how timely the publication was. Ghana has not performed poorly but has been slow in progress towards attaining its own target of 67 as envisaged in the 2012 survey, and countries like Senegal, Georgia, Jordan, Mexico have experienced significant gains in OBI since their participation in the survey. Presenting the official report on the 2017 OBS results, Sandra Kwabia Sakwa, the project officer at Send Ghana, said this is Ghana's 6th assessment on the survey.
Let's do some international stories now. Australian Prime Minister Malcolm Turnbull has said he will deliver a national apology to victims of child sexual abuse. Mr. Turnbull's pledge follows the conclusion of a 4-year inquiry that found tens of thousands of children had been abused in Australian institutions. The crimes over decades took place in institutions including churches, schools and sports clubs. The apology will be given later this year. As a nation, we must mark this occasion in a form that reflects the wishes of survivors and affords them the dignity to which they were entitled as children, but which was denied to them by the very people who were tasked with their care, he told Parliament yesterday. It is not a case of a few rotten apples. Society's major institutions have seriously failed. Let's show you how the weather will look like in the next 24 hours. That's it for GHToday News. My name is Sewa Ami here. Thank you very much for watching. The news team will be back at 11:30 with more news. But we will bring you a special coverage of the President's State of the Nation address right here on GH1 TV. And of course, all our EIB platforms. We're live on DSTV channel 361, GoTV 179. We'll be streaming on Facebook and YouTube as well. Have a good morning.